What's going on YouTube? Today we are having one of the newest rooms in TryHackMe. The room name is Technique Support 1. The description says hack into the scammers under development website to foil their plans. So this is one of the newest rooms in TryHackMe. It's a simple, easy CTF room where you got to practice your offensive penetration or offensive security skills. So after we have done several videos on Snort and Blue Team, our defensive, let's now get into the offensive and do some stuff. So basically what we're required to do now is to get the root flag. That's it. This is an easy machine, that's why I didn't use the board. The concepts are pretty straightforward, just enumeration and finding hidden secrets. Okay, so let's grab the IP address from here and start enumerating. So the first thing we have is the nmap scan. We have SSH and we have HTTP. The web server running is Apache HTTPD and the version is 2.4.18. Another thing we got is the port 139 for NetBIOS, and also got for 5, which means we have potential opportunity for enumerating SMB shares. Okay. So we can start right off the bat with enumerating SMB shares, but the methodology says we can start first with the port 80, and if nothing found, we can proceed and go ahead with port 445. Since we don't have any credentials for SSH, it's not going to be of any value wasting your time and trying to brute force your entry or login to SSH server. So you can either start with port 80 or port 445 139. But to save you time, if you start with port 80, and the web page is the basic Apache default page. So what we can do now, we can start running directory search or GoBuster on port 80 to reveal hidden directories, and in the meantime we can start enumerating 445 so that you save time. Okay, so let's split the screen between left and right. So on one side we will do the GoBuster thing, and on the other side we will start enumerating the SMB shares. So let's start. Sudo GoBuster dir-u, and the URL is http dash word list user share. We'll use sec lists specifically, discovery, and then we're gonna have to use web content. I guess it's case sensitive, so I'm gonna have to, yeah. So web content, and we have many entries here. We're gonna use raft small words, okay. On the other side, we're gonna start enumerating the SMB shares. So we can use two options here. We can use enum for Linux and we can use SMB client. It's up to you. For port, let me get back here. For port 139, we can use enum for Linux, and for port 445 we can use SMB client. So let's start with enum for Linux. -a, and we give in the IP address. Let's see, we might be stumbling upon users, shares. This information would be helpful during any scenario. Let's take a look at this. So we have test directory, and other than that, still we got nothing else from GoBuster. So we're gonna let this continue the search, and in the meantime let's take a look at the results from enum for Linux. So let's see. Scrolling down, So these are the shares: print, IPC, and web server. Ideally, print and IPC are typical shares. You would find them on any SMB server. But web server is kind of interesting, so we're gonna have to check this out with SMB client. Scrolling down to see if we have got other information. So we got also domains, technique support. Check out other details. Scrolling down. Okay, so in the meantime, let's also open another tab and start using SMB client. So SMB client -L, and let's take the IP address. Now for the password, when we're testing, we're gonna start trying blank password. If it works, it works. It doesn't work, we're gonna have to find another way. Let's see. I guess, yeah, it works. So we have to, as you can see, we have 3 shares. The one that we will be checking out is the web server. So we're gonna go ahead and check that out. SMB client. Let me copy that and type in the name of the web server at the share. Okay, so we logged into the share now. Let's retrieve the list of the current files. ls. So we've got one file, enter.txt. We can try fetching this file and see what is the content. So get enter.txt, and successfully we have downloaded the file to the local machine. Let's now exit ls, and we have enter.txt, cat enter.txt. Now let's read these out. Make fake pop-up and host it online on DigitalOcean server. Fix Subrion site /Subrion. So here you go. We have revealed a directory on the website, so we can now try and navigate to see what is the content. It says it doesn't work. Edit from panel. So this is a worthy note, by the way. Fix Subrion site /Subrion doesn't work. So maybe it's telling you guys that if you navigate to Subrion, it's not gonna work. Edit from panel. You're gonna have to find out what is the directory for the panel. Edit WordPress website. So here's another information, is that the site is WordPress. And we got plain text credentials stored. I always tell people, don't store plain text credentials, even if it is inside your server. Just hide it or make the file that contains the credentials not accessible, readable, downloadable by anyone. Okay, so we have credentials now. What we can do, we can try going ahead and opening this directory. Before doing that, let me check out the results from other tools. So I guess we don't need these anymore. Since we got this figured out, we know what is the site. It's WordPress site, and we're gonna try our luck and access Subrion, see what it does. So basically we're gonna go here. Okay, let's see if this works. Apparently the page is either slow or will not open. You can guys filter all of these out by using some sort of filter in the command line to filter this. So you don't have to deal with these anymore. Okay, going back. So we're still trying to access the page. Let's see if the problem is from the connection or it really doesn't work. As you can see, I opened. Alright, so it seems that we have to investigate why the page doesn't open in order to reveal the panel address. Our objective is to find the panel address. So what I'm gonna have to do here, I'm gonna use perp suite and go to stop this request, go to proxy, and see what's gonna happen if I intercept this request. So get request, okay. Let's now intercept to response. 302 not found. And take a look at this. Take a look at this one. So we have another request being made in the background, or it could be a redirect to this directory, Subrion/Subrion. Now if we intercept the response to this one, you see it's kinda entering into an infinite loop of redirects, trying to access this URL and then going to Subrion, and maybe Subrion is redirecting it back to this URL. So we're gonna have to find a way to overcome this. The way is to take a look at the documentation of this Subrion. See what are the other directories we can access. Subrion CMS. Okay, we're gonna have to switch perp suite off for a while. So Subrion CMS. Free and open source content management system. Subrion is a PHP MySQL based CMS and framework. It allows you to build websites for any purpose, yes, from blog to corporate mega portal. So it's similar to WordPress. Let's proceed and go ahead to see if you can find documentation. Download demo, license features, GitHub, Gitter channel. Okay, I read this as GitHub. Roadmap, custom development. Let's take a look at custom development. Okay, seems nothing here. About us, templates, plugins, packages. Okay, let's go back. Let's take a look at the GitHub repository. Okay, so these are supposed to be the contents of the Subrion CMS once you download it to your server. Admin, backup, front, includes, and install. These are the directories. And here we have files, uploads. So if you try to access one of these directories, we might get something useful. Let's see here. Okay. Let's take this one and try to access uploads. We will be able to do that. Not found. So we don't have uploads directory here. Uploads, fine. HT access. Forbidden, so it works. Okay. Favicon index license. So we're trying to find out the panel here. Admin. Okay. Maybe we can try the credentials we've got against the admin panel. Not found. Back up. Also not found. Robots. Let me see robots. So we might be doing this wrong, right? Let's try Subrion/admin. So we specify the name of the CMS and then the directory we're trying to access. Since the CMS is installed on its own directory, not on the root one, so we have to append Subrion every time we want to access something related to it. Okay, this one won't work. Let's try something else. Let's try this one. Subrion /robots. And this one was successful. So these directories are not allowed to be accessed or crawled by any crawler such as Google, Yahoo, etc. So we have backup, cron, front, install, panel, temp updates. So that's what we want. We want the panel. And indeed we got now login panel, as you can see. Welcome to Subrion admin panel. Now we can proceed and go back, try out these credentials. So this is the password and this is the username. So admin and login. Either login or password is invalid. Let's check this out. Admin, and this is the password. Cooked with magical formula. Now here you go. This is the hint. This one is encoded password. We're gonna have to decode this. Okay, let's use CyberChef. And now let's try to cook some magic formula as the hint suggests. So what we're gonna do here, we're gonna use a magic formula, so recipe. So let's search for the word magic. Here it is. Bake. Okay. So what do we have? Scam 2021 and other entries. So let's try this one. Scam 2021. Take a look, take a note of the uppercase S. My hunch is telling me this will work, and it worked. And now we got access to the admin panel. So the next thing is, as you know, is to convert the admin access into a virtual. So you're gonna have to upload some files here to convert this access into meaningful compromise on the entire server. So you're gonna have to find a way here to upload files, system, content, uploads. Alright, so what we can do here, we can try to upload our own reverse shell from here. The alternative way is to check first if the CMS is actually vulnerable, to see what are the vulnerabilities. Maybe we have some ready exploits that would take advantage of the authenticated access we have achieved. So let's go back to the command line, and now it's time to search for exploits. Okay, multiple vulnerabilities, email persistent, cross-site scripting, seems that we don't have any or we're gonna have to go to the uploading our shell. So let's go back now here, go to uploads, so from here we can add files. Okay, sudo mount then we're gonna go to the directory that contains the web shell. Let's see what is that directory. I forgot actually. cd tools cd php. Okay, let's make a copy of this and make a copy to the desktop. So again, yeah, I'm copying the entire directory, so I should have appended -r, but no need to do this. I'm gonna copy the file only, this one. Okay, fine. Nano php reverse shell. Okay, so you're gonna have to change the port and the IP. Leave the port as 4545, and now the IP address of my machine is this. I guess it hasn't changed. 49.10.8. Yeah, no need to change anything. Okay, let's now upload this file, and here nc-lvp 4545. Select files, and this is the file. Okay, let's try visiting this file now and see if we get the shell triggered. Uploads slash php slash dash reverse dash shell. You don't have access to, you don't have permission to access this resource. Yep, so that's why. So the thing is, we don't have permissions to access the uploads directory as a public user or as a viewer. That's why we cannot trigger this. So no matter what you upload here, it's not gonna work. Okay, so we're gonna have to go back and check out the exploits. On the left, as you can see, we have CMS Subrion version 4.2.1 here. So maybe we can use this to our advantage. I didn't see this before. Let's try this out. Clear. Okay, search, exploit, or we'll try the Subrion 4.2.1. Cross-site scripting, avatar, email persistent, cross-site scripting. Okay, if you didn't find anything useful here, we can try check the exploits on the web. So Subrion 4.2.1 exploit. And there you go. Arbitrary file upload. Let's check this out. We didn't get this in the results, in the list of exploits when we first run search exploits. That's why it's always good to correlate your results between different methods or different tools to make sure you have covered all the possibilities. So Subrion CMS arbitrary file upload, and this is a Python exploit, and this is how it works. So we provide in the URL the username and the password. And let's scroll down, see if we have to change anything. So probably it will just upload its own shell and give us the connection back. So let's see if there is a place or there's a variable that controls the IP address of the host. URL, user, password. Okay. Scrolling down. Yeah, so it's actually uploading web shell. After uploading the web shell, it actually gives you the possibility to execute system commands through this web shell. So I guess no need to provide any IP address from our side. You can have only to run this exploit against the machine. So let's go ahead and download this one. Download. Save this to the desktop, and immediately we're gonna go ahead and run it. Oh, okay. Alright, so we are here, ls. This is the exploit. We're gonna run this sudo python for -u, and then we're gonna give in the URL of the panel, of course. Thing is, why do we provide the administration URL? Because we want the exploit or the code to log in through this URL with the credentials we'll provide. After it logs in, it's gonna upload the shell. So -l admin -p scam 2021. Invalid syntax, so we're gonna have to run this with Python 3. Try to connect, success, got CSRF token, trying to log in. Login successful, genetic random name, get generated web shell name, trying to upload the shell, upload success. So I think we succeeded, ID, and yep, right now we got remote access to the machine. Now, as you know, as all of you know, we need to stabilize our access, so we're gonna have to create another connection back to my machine to stabilize the shell. I'm gonna split this, and we're gonna download the already PHP reverse shell that we have tried before. So let me select, okay, so here we are, ls. So the PHP reverse shell is here. Alright, I'm gonna run sudo python 3 -m http server, making this accessible via the web, and copying the file name. Okay, wait, wget, and then we specify in the IP address of my machine. Along with this. Okay, here nc.lvb 4545 ls, and indeed we got this one, so we're gonna execute this. Let's see. Nope. Okay, this is that we downloaded the shell, but here nothing. Okay, so we're gonna have to use another method now. Let's try with bash reverse shell. What do you think? So on another tab, cd back. Okay, so here sudo, or let's make a new shell and select bash reverse shell. I hope that Windows Defender didn't remove my file. Indeed it has, so we're gonna have to always the same story with me and Windows Defender. I add to the whitelist the same. It doesn't care. So this is it. Details. Yeah, that's it. It's gonna say allow on device, protection history. And I'm gonna say restore. Okay, hopefully it will open now. Alright, let's search for bash reverse shell. And here it is. Let's take this one. Now I'm going back to machine. So you're gonna say 4545. And here we plug in the IP address of the machine, of my machine, sorry. Okay, save. Don't forget the execution permissions. And now we can go ahead and download it here. You can say curl, download and execute at the same time. Shell.sh, pipe this to sh to execute it directly. Okay, everything, the listener is ready now, and this is the command. Okay, bash, and yep, this one worked. Alright, so now we can first start enumerating the machine and see the possible privileged escalation vectors. The first thing is, if you remember from the hints, we got a WordPress site. So let's see if we can extract the credentials from the wp config file. ls cd-back ls cd WordPress and wp config. Okay, what's gonna happen now, guys? So basically, we have now db user support and db password. I am a scammer lol. So we have now two credentials, the one from the hint and the one from this file. These credentials will be useful if you want to try to conduct password reuse attack. So we can try these passwords on the existing users on the system. So cat etc passwd. So we have scam site user with home directory, and it has the shell enabled. That's the only user we have got. So let's try the password we have got from the configuration file against this user. It's gonna work. It's gonna work. So su scam site. Scam site must be run from a terminal. So we're gonna have to stabilize our shell. Okay. Let's stabilize our shell and export the term. Control Z, and finally we type this command. Alright, su scam site. Okay, now the password. I am scammer lol 123. And it succeeded. So right now we are scam site. The user, of course, not you. So scam site. Let's see what scam site can do using sudo. So it can run user bin icon v as all the users without the need to provide any password. So what we can do here, we can see if this binary listed in the GTFO pins. So we have sudo. If the binary is allowed to run as super user by sudo, it doesn't drop the elevated privileges and may be used to access the file system, escalate or maintain privileged access. So this command can be used to read any file on the system. So since the objective of this challenge is to read the root, root flag, we're gonna have to try this now. So paste, and we assume that it is under the root. Oops, what happened? Root / root.txt. I know it's weird. Just keep the no such file or directory. Alright, so you're gonna have to say this, take the full path, and then try it out. / root.txt. Permission denied. Sudo. Yeah, I forgot the sudo. That's why it didn't work. root.text. I started to mess up. I put 2 double quotes while I have to put 1. Why it's doing this? Root text, and yet I don't know what happened to me, guys. So every time I forget something. It is 7 in the morning now in Istanbul, so maybe that's why. And this is the flag. Okay. So this is it. Now you might be asking me, I don't want only the flag, I want to get full access. So problem solved. What you can do here, say sudo again, the command. This time we will try to read -1. Try to read the SSH, if there is SSH key here, or /root /.sh. Normally it is ID_RSA. So yep, this is the file. Let's take this, and now I don't need this rect shell. I'm gonna go here. We already have one here. rm ID_RSA, nano ID_RSA. Also the permissions are 600 ID_RSA. And now if root login is allowed, you're going to be able to log in as root. SSH-I ID_RSA. And root, normally root login isn't allowed by default in all SSH installations, but you can enable it if you want your system to be messed up with. So let's try. Yes. Password. Let's try. We can try the scam site password, by the way, see if it works. If it doesn't work, it doesn't have to ask about the password, by the way. I don't know why it's asking. So let's see. So it didn't work. Anyway, it's not a compulsory step of this challenge. Maybe isn't allowed to log in as password. So basically, you're gonna have to fetch only the flag. So that is it, guys. I hope you like that, and we will see you definitely in the next video.